Welcome to Geeky Philosopher, the channel where we decode powerful ideas from the world's best books and explore how they can shape your thinking, habits, and future. If you've ever felt stressed about money, confused by financial advice, or overwhelmed by investing strategies, you're not alone. But today, we're diving into a book that doesn't just teach you how to manage money, it teaches you how to think about it. This is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a masterful breakdown of how real people think, behave, and make emotional decisions around wealth. Because at the end of the day, money isn't just math, it's psychology. Let's explore the timeless lessons from this groundbreaking book that can change the way you view wealth, success, and financial freedom forever. Money is one of the few things that affects every aspect of your life. But very few people are truly taught how to handle it. Here's the kicker. Being good with money isn't necessarily about being smart. It's about being reasonable. And that's the core idea of this book. Housel writes, "Financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know." So let's dive into the key psychological truths that shape how we earn, save, spend, and invest. Everyone's financial story is different. Imagine two people growing up in completely different environments. One lived through a recession, saw their parents lose jobs, and learned to fear risk. The other came of age during a booming economy and learned to take chances. Even if they both read the same financial books, follow the same market trends, and use the same tools, their behavior with money will be radically different. Morgan Housel reminds us that personal finance is personal. We all carry invisible baggage shaped by our experiences. That's why blanket advice doesn't always work. What feels like a good investment to one person may feel like reckless gambling to another. So before judging others or yourself, realize we're all just responding to our unique financial past. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. There's a big difference between getting rich and staying rich. Getting rich requires taking risks, being optimistic, betting on yourself or the market. But staying rich, that takes humility, fear of losing, and constant self-discipline. This is one of the most powerful ideas in the book. Getting money and keeping money are two different skills. A person might strike it big with a startup or lucky investment, but if they get greedy, reckless, or arrogant, they can lose it just as fast. To stay wealthy, you need a strategy built on survival. Not just making big bets, but protecting yourself from financial ruin. Because no one wins if they're forced to leave the game. Luck and risk, the invisible forces. Housel shares the story of Bill Gates, who became a tech billionaire because he had early access to a computer in a school that happened to be uniquely advanced for its time. Only 1 in a million students had that chance. Now flip the coin. There's Kent Evans, Bill Gates' brilliant childhood friend, who might have also changed the world if he hadn't tragically died in a mountaineering accident before adulthood. Both stories remind us of a humbling truth. Luck and risk are siblings. Sometimes you succeed because of timing or circumstances beyond your control. Sometimes you fail for the same reason. This doesn't mean you shouldn't try. It means you shouldn't get arrogant when you succeed or cruel to others when they fail. In finance and life, outcomes are often a mix of skill and luck. Respect both. The seduction of just a little more. Here's something wild. At one point, Raj Rajaratnam, a billionaire hedge fund manager, risked his entire life's reputation and freedom by engaging in insider trading to earn just a little more. Why? Because enough is never enough. Morgan Housel explains that the hardest financial skill is getting the goalposts to stop moving. You earn $1,000 and want $5,000. You earn $10,000 and want $50,000. No matter where you are, more always seems better. But endless pursuit leads to endless dissatisfaction. Housel writes, "If expectations rise with results, there is no logic in striving for more, because you'll feel the same after putting in extra effort. The solution? Define your enough, then protect it. Peace of mind is the real wealth." Compounding, the magic of time. Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. But we often underestimate how powerful it really is. Warren Buffett's fortune, over $100 billion, didn't come from earning high returns alone. It came from earning good returns for a very long time. He started investing when he was 10 years old and kept going into his 90s. The lesson? Time is the most powerful force in finance. You don't need insane returns. You need decent returns over decades. Be patient. Play the long game. Let your investments and habits compound. Wealth is what you don't see. A guy pulls up next to you in a Ferrari. He looks successful. But is he wealthy? Not necessarily. He might be in debt. He might lease everything. He might be broke next year. Morgan Housel flips our idea of wealth. True wealth is what you don't see. It's the money and savings. The investments you didn't show off. The freedom you built silently. Spending money is a visible signal. But real wealth is invisible. It's the income not spent, the car not bought, the vacation postponed. Learn to value freedom over flash. Because wealth isn't about status, it's about options. Save like a pessimist, invest like an optimist. This is one of the most elegant financial strategies you'll ever hear. Save like a pessimist. Invest like an optimist. Here's what it means. Saving is about being paranoid. Expect emergencies. Expect job loss, unexpected bills, pandemics. Have cash. Have a buffer. But investing? That's about believing the future will be better. The world moves forward. Despite wars, recessions, crashes, and chaos, markets rise over time. Innovation never stops. So keep a defensive mindset with savings and an optimistic mindset with long-term investing. This balance protects you while keeping you in the game. Reasonable over rational. Many financial experts obsess over being perfectly rational. But humans aren't robots. We're emotional creatures. And Housel argues, being reasonable is more sustainable than being perfectly rational. For example, mathematically, it may not make sense to pay off a low-interest mortgage quickly. But emotionally, the peace of mind from owning your home might be worth more than the math. Same with investing. You might prefer lower volatility even if it means lower returns, because it helps you sleep at night. Financial decisions don't live on a spreadsheet. They live in your real life. Do what works for you. Not just what looks good in theory. Room for error. One of the smartest things you can do with money, build a margin of safety. Unexpected expenses, job loss, market crashes, inflation, none of these come with a warning. So leave room for error in everything. Save more than you think you'll need. Borrow less than you're allowed. Invest a little more conservatively than you want to. You don't build resilience by being perfect. You build it by being prepared. As Housel puts it, you can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune if you avoid ruin. Freedom is the highest dividend. Money means many things to different people. But Housel says the greatest benefit of money is freedom. Freedom to wake up when you want. Freedom to work on what matters. Freedom to say no. Freedom to spend time with people you love. It's not about owning a mansion or luxury car. It's about controlling your time. As he writes, controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. And that freedom, unlike flashy possessions, never goes out of style. Final thoughts. The psychology of money teaches us that financial success isn't about spreadsheets, IQ, or market timing. It's about patience, perspective, discipline, and humility. It's about realizing that more money won't solve your problems if your relationship with money is broken. And it's about remembering that the greatest returns in life come from consistent action, emotional control, and a mindset that values time, peace, and freedom over everything else. So ask yourself, am I trying to look rich or be rich? Am I making decisions to impress others or serve my future self? Am I chasing more or protecting enough? Because in the end, wealth is not about what you earn. It's about what you keep. It's about what you don't spend. And most of all, it's about the life you build with it. That was The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, summarized for you by Geeky Philosopher. If you found this video helpful, do 3 quick things right now. Hit the like button to help this video reach more people. Subscribe to Geeky Philosopher for more timeless book wisdom every week. And drop a comment below. What's your biggest money lesson? Want to read the full book? Check the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and remember, wealth is not just what you have, it's how you think. See you in the next one.